truth uncensored. My whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. I like my truth.
Jay-Z's Roc Nation Sport is in a lot of hot water right now. And it looks like they're facing their first lawsuit on record. Now, about 4 years ago, Jay-Z signed a boxer named Daniel Franco to Roc Nation Sports out of Los Angeles. Now, this boxer now is coming back claiming that Jay-Z's Roc Nation Sports was pretty much negligent and led to his traumatic brain injury. Now, back in 2015, they signed him. Now, he claimed that he won his first 5 fights after signing a deal, but suffered from the flu before a fight with Christopher Martin that was scheduled of March the 23rd of 2017. Now, Franco says he tried to get out of the match because of his illness, but he said that Roc Nation told him that he had to proceed or face difficulty securing future flights. Now, Martin did win by technical knockout, and Roc Nation later scheduled Franco for a second fight on May the 12th, 2017, and then a third fight against Jose Haro on June the 10th of 2017, according to the complaint. Now, Franco says Roc Nation didn't pursue appropriate medical clearance before scheduling the Haro fight in an extreme departure from industry practice. Now, Franco claims he suffered 2 skull fractures and a separate brain bleed that likely occurred in 2 fights before the Haro match, and then Haro had knocked him out in the 8th round of that match. It also goes on to say that the reckless and grossly negligent acts of Roc Nation in scheduling so many fights in such a short amount of time, including when Franco was sick and unable to train, resulted in Franco suffering from a devastating brain hemorrhage. The lawsuit, filed Tuesday in Los Angeles, was obtained by the Daily News. Now, it also goes on to say, as a result of a traumatic brain injury, Franco still suffers from devastating neurological and cognitive deficits, including difficulty with speech, motor function, ambulation, balance problems, and this is what the paperwork goes on to allege. They're also saying that the boxer Franco is taking medications for seizures, and as you can see in the picture right there, must wear a helmet at all times because he is still missing a piece of his skull. The complaint, which includes a claim for breach of fiduciary duty, asks for real and punitive damages to be decided by jury at trial. Now, all attempts to reach out to Roc Nation Sports did go unanswered at the time of the publication. Not looking good. Now, Franco did put a GoFundMe up, which he raised about $70,000 to date to kind of help him with things he has to deal with. So, man, this is going to be a situation where Roc Nation, obviously going to have to come in and get some lawyers. And I mean, me just looking at it, just kind of hearing it, knowing the history of boxing, it does seem kind of odd to see that the fights, it's like, okay, May you got to fight, and then June you got to fight. Not in the next year, but in the same year. So we're going to keep you updated on this. And this will comes when you take risks like this. You got people who want to sue you and whatnot. Some of it justified, some of it not. We're not the jury. We're not the court. I'm just reporting the news to you right now. So again, there's no amount to be determined, but the jury, if they do win the case against Jay-Z and Roc Nation, the jury will come in and decide, okay, 1 million, 2 million, blase, blase. But like Jay said, man, like I said, in Grammy Family Freestyle, he says, media medals, niggas sue, you settle. Every step you take, they remind you, you ghetto. This is just a part of the game. Cats is going to sue, you settle, you keep on killing it and doing what you do. And that just is what it is, man. Change is cool to cop, but more important is lawyer fees. So hopefully everybody learns the lesson from this. But yeah, man, crazy story right here. This your boy, Guy Hip Hop News Uncensored. If y'all enjoyed the content, go ahead and hit that like button for me and share this video, everybody, under the sound of my voice. Also, if you're looking for us on social media, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, you can find all those links right down in the description box. Follow all our pages right now. I do appreciate each and every person who took the time out to listen to what I had to say today. Yo, man, go check out the channel. We got mad videos, always putting up content all week long. We got playlists and all that. Feel free to get lost in Hip Hop News Uncensored, man. We'll keep on doing what we do, pushing out this content kings over here. Let's get it, man. It's your boy, Oh God, I'm out of here. Peace. Sorry that somebody had to die.
And you deserve compensation for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's going to be a day, like you said, somebody comes, they want to bring a lawsuit for whatever, you just settle out because it's not worth the chance you going and losing and have to pay the whole thing. So you give them what they want, keep it moving. It costs to be the boss.
Exactly. I mean, and hopefully me 9 times out of 10 is going to do that, get it out, and nothing else comes of this. Hopefully, let's just keep it at that.
Yeah, definitely. Remember to tune into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God and Sam, man. We going in today on this Tuesday. We want to give a shout out to everybody listening on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, or any other podcast platforms. If you're listening to this podcast, if you rock out with us the long way, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating if you can.
Let us know
right now. We definitely appreciate that. In advance, man. So Kodak Black has been going through a whole bunch, legal problems, and his boy, his fellow, rapper from the Dirty 21 Savage was somewhere. They're probably in LA somewhere, maybe Miami.
Damn sure look like LA.
Well, LA. You know what I mean? And TMZ asked 21 Savage about Kodak Black. Played a brief audio episode. We're gonna talk about this.
Hey, any advice for Kodak Black, man? It's looking kind of bad. Fingerprints on the gun. Yeah, you think he's being set up or the cops showing?
I don't know what's going on, man. I hope for the best, though.
Yeah, you're rooting for him. Any advice for him how to kind of navigate these treacherous waters?
I ain't never been in no type of situation.
Just keep your head up, kind of stay out of trouble. It seems like, I feel like the feds are kind of after rappers lately. I mean, they tried to deport you. Now they're going after Kodak. Do you think maybe there's something there, like there's some unfair things going against certain people?
I don't know. The law is the law.
You gotta follow.
Break the law, you gotta deal with the Constitution.
Okay.
That's just how it goes. Rappers just gotta be more safe. Some rappers who make bad decisions. Gotta honor up to our bad decisions and face our trials, whatever we go through, our tribulations. We just gotta stand up and man up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's some unfair shit going on, and it's some shit that's fair going on.
So,
What up, bro? You good?
Yeah, good folks, man. So just keep your nose clean, do your work, and try to help other folks.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you, Sam.
Sam, what do you think about 21 Savage talking about Kodak Black in a situation with the law?
Both young, both from the same way of life area. I don't know what I feel about this though. No, obviously he wasn't saying anything that he wasn't lying about anything, but 21 Savage found himself in a situation a couple months ago where he could potentially have been deported. And a lot of people could have used the excuse of the law as the law on that as well. And he had a lot of support. Now, I'm not saying that he wasn't supporting Kodak Black in this situation. I'm trying to look up because I don't genuinely know their history in particular to see if there was any drama between the two, because it didn't seem as though he wanted to really even answer the question. And I wouldn't have. I would have just been like, man, look, blessing to him, or it is what it is. And I'd have kept it moving, because now it seems like, and the more I look, everyone's running with this story now. They're going to be able to paint their own picture off of what he said. Is 21 Savage working with the law? Is he this? Is he this? All the nonsense that's about to come out. So, I mean, although I agree with him, I don't know. I think in his situation, I'd have just said nothing. But what you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was just trying to be nice. He was coming out, whatever he was coming out of, drinking, whatever he was drinking. He was just trying to kind of just, it's just one of those situations where you could have went and said, man, forget it. But he kind of had him. He was like there. So he kind of had to talk in that situation. But, yeah, I think he gave a pretty much truthful statement in that regard. I don't know what he means, though, when he says some people, are dealt with fair. I mean, I guess it is a situation where you can find that sometimes. So maybe somebody will kill somebody and, somebody had to do life or whatever. Or maybe that could be, then people can argue that as well. But, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that, it's one of those things where.
Were the bloggers or the commentators at fault? And no, we're not at fault. Because you also, in the same breath, you watch the negative. If we ever put up positive, oh God, are you watching it? So the blame has to also be on the consumer as well. Because if you're consuming it and the algorithm is pushing it, it all works hand in hand in hand. Now, if you don't want to watch a particular topic because you look at the title, because you clearly see it before you go in and before you comment, before you listen as you comment, because a lot of you motherfuckers write a lot of shit. So you've been sitting there listening for a while. Why you even go through all that?
A dialogue piece, Whack 100 and Mike Tyson having a dialogue, maybe let's say 10 or 15 minutes going back and forth about Tupac and arguing about that will be bigger than any little fake fight.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my fault.
No, I'm good.
Let me ask you this. Did that surprise